What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Alanis Morissette, and more from her 1995 album Jagged Little Pill. Once again, shout out to Yvonne, not only for sharing the album, but also for mentioning to me recently that she enjoys the place on the internet that my YouTube channel has become. Different people sharing music, giving insight and anecdotes about the songs and albums, a little bit of comedic banter as well, so I fully agree. It's part of why I love doing what I do on a daily basis, so big shout out to you, Yvonne, not only just being for being an awesome person, but for mentioning that to me, because it is very much what I have come to see as well. So the next tune on Jagged Little Pill is Forgiven. If someone is forgiven, then there has been a transgression, there has been an injury, whether that is, emotional, psychological, perhaps based on behavioral action or inaction. And yeah, it sounds like someone has given their blessing to the idea of removing any, lingering guilt or feeling of responsibility, but at the same time, it implies a past situation in which the person who is forgiven made some error or deliberately negative or harmful action. So curious to hear why and in what context someone is forgiven, and whether that feeling of or absolution is in fact straight away and genuine. So let's find out. This is Alanis Morissette. The tune is Forgiven, and it's from her 1995 album Jagged Little Pill.
You know how us Catholic girls can be. We make up for so much time a little too late. I never forgot it, confusing as it was, no fun with no guilt feelings. The sinner, the savior, the loveless freestyle. See you next Sunday. We all have reasons to be there. We all have things or two to learn. We all need something to cling to. So we I sang hallelujah in the choir. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I confess my darkest deeds to an envious man. My brothers, they never went
was ready for that
blind for what
transition
they
this time.
did, but I may as well have been the name of the father, the skeptic, and the son. I had one more stupid question. We all have reasons to be there. We all have things or two to learn. We all need something to cling to. So we did. What I learned I rejected, but I believe we can. I suffered the consequence of this inquisition. If I jump in this fountain, will I be forgiven? We all had our reasons to be there. We all had a thing or two to learn. We all needed something to cling to. So we did.
feels like it could be a monumental track that, people would like, oh, remember that track from that album? It's like, it feels like everyone, including a couple that, I had some vague familiarity with, but, this is a tune, never heard it before. I mean, that's just incredible. And, I was focusing on the sonics more in the first half. Second half, like, has the, lines started to hit a bit more, at least what seems like a number of themes and a sort of narrative came at least more into focus. I don't claim that I caught everything, but as someone who grew up in a Catholic family and went to not only a Catholic high school, but went to like CCD, which is sort of like Catholic school for kids and so on, I was very much raised in that type of like cultural environment. Now, as I became a teenager, and certainly as I started to listen to punk rock and so on, I started to disengage from things. And thankfully, I was very lucky in that as I became more secular, my parents, they were not only fine with it in that they could tell, I was still trying to be a good person and so on, but they certainly weren't going to say that like not being epistemologically convinced about something was like immoral. So it was basically like, okay, well, as long as you're still, trying to do, good things and so on, they weren't really bothered by it. And I didn't have like an issue disengaging from it in my teen years in a way that I think a lot of people would. And it's suggested here that, she's saying we all had reasons to be there, whether it's, they needed an anchor, something to hold on to, or, they had, the way they think about things and believe things had been sort of, inculcated to the point where I think there was a line, about delusions. And so she's suggesting that, like, she was becoming aware that maybe not everything that is part of this environment is maybe, factually true in a scientific sense, but, we did what we were told to do and what we were part of. And so I feel like there's a recognition here that maybe is similar to my own journey. Now, again, despite being more secular as an adult, as long as religious people of whatever kind don't engage in violence or hate mongering or censorship, I have no problem with their views, and I'll do whatever I can to, facilitate the free and continued practice of theirs, and would happily go beyond that to a more like, robust interfaith communion, shall we say. But the point is, I think, like, what I took away from the song is that it was very much a Catholic environment, references to like in the name of the Father and so on, but also a suggestion that she psychologically, epistemologically was moving in a different direction, but because of cultural, interpersonal, or psychological factors, they were still there. They were still part of it. Singing in the choir, I believe she made reference to. So yeah, a lot of like interesting themes, and given my own personal history, again, I didn't go to Catholic schools as a younger kid. I went to public schools until high school, and then I went to a Catholic school. And although it was not, it wasn't like a fire and brimstone environment, it was certainly different than the public secular schools that I've been going to before that. So yeah, parts of the iconography and cultural environment that are referred to in the song speak to my own personal history. So again, like I said, no matter what anyone's beliefs, please rest assured that I am, anything but judgmental. But again, the idea of being part of something at a time when you maybe aren't fully on board with different aspects of it is basically my experience in high school, where again, at that time I was already listening to punk bands, some of which, had like songs that were criticizing religion and so on. And then I was in a religious high school where, you prayed every day multiple times, and we had mass during school and so on. So, yeah, it was like a very interesting time in my life. But again, I was very lucky in that my parents, were cool with everything that I was doing, as long as I, made sure to get through school. And, part of that I was going to rave parties and, staying out late and so on. So there was like, I had any drama like any teen, and person coming of age does, but it was certainly more tranquil and less problematic than I think it is for many. So in any case, really cool tune, like sonically, the guitar work, like blowing me away, her vocals in some points, like really pushing to a crazy level, but never sounding like, she's going too far, never sounding like she's stretching beyond what she can do. And yeah, so it's like whether there's songs where she does those kind of like little hiccup thing at the end of the line, or where she really just, you know, lets it fly. I do love her voice, which, you know, in a very limited sense, I remembered her having a very interesting voice, but going through it now is obviously a more immersive experience. So once again, shout out to Yvonne. You are massively appreciated. Let me look what the next tune that we'll be reacting to. I know Mary Jane is coming up at some point. We did already listen to that one. Okay, that one's still a couple away. The next one is You Learn, followed by Head Over Feet, and then Mary Jane, which obviously we'll skip over. But yeah, You Learn will be the next one. Look forward to that. Let me know what you think of this. I will see you then. Peace.